Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby. I'm David Thetford. That's Gary Ashby, and we are proud to be here on a Saturday morning.
Proud.
Yeah.
Like we dressed alike again.
I know it. Well, they got us these new warm-up
You got to
deals.
believe us. We do not plan.
We're the Bobsy
For so
twins.
many years, I guess it just turns out this way.
That's like being married.
You probably can't even hear me, can you?
Yeah,
Can
I
you hear
could
me now?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay, good.
Stepped on my glasses last night, which that wasn't good.
Oh. Well, I put mine in my back pocket because I thought I was going to forget them. And then I tried to put them on, and they're all walkie-jawed, you know.
Yeah, you sat on.
But I've been them back into shape.
Attaboy.
All right.
Last week we had on Cody Davis.
Cody Davis and his wife, Ashley.
Yeah. And their three boys were there, and his parents were there. And he's one of the all-time best, I'm telling you. He's outstanding.
That's about as good a fella.
Oh, he's awesome.
He really is.
Good Christian man, and he's doing lots of things, and we're just proud of him. And proud he was a Red Raider from Stephenville, Texas.
Without a doubt.
And we had Gio on. Gio came by again. He's always good to come by.
Gio's worked his way up to the first string, I think.
Yeah, he really has, and he's fun to have on, and he let us down again with no flyover. But
he did, didn't he?
Well, and I was looking up I kept thinking they're going to come out of those clouds in any second now, because there was an opening in the clouds up there, and if we could have seen them come out, that would have been like the coolest flyover ever.
And I didn't boo them, but they did introduce them.
Yeah.
And I thought,
I didn't boo them either.
I mean, nobody booed them. I paid attention.
I did too.
Say, here's the people that did not do the flyover. Y'all come on out here. Let us introduce you. So anyway, I thought that was, and I know why.
And three of them were like tech grads.
Yeah, I thought that was great too. I'm sure they planned that. Any of you guys go to TCU today? Any of you guys go to TCU? Okay, you're in the flyover.
Three of them were getting their guns up. And by the way, there was a rumor going around that they were going to get rid of the guns up deal. You couldn't do guns up anymore.
You did start that rumor.
No, I didn't. I heard it. And so but it's not happening. It's this cancel culture that we live in now. And I'm sure that offends somebody. It probably does offend people.
Well, if
lots of
you
people
had been shot, or your wife had been shot, or kid, then you probably go, well, that's not ideal, but crap.
I know it.
It's just
not really it wasn't Texas
suck
guns
it up
up
and move
deal.
on.
Yeah. Anyway, do you know where the guns up deal started?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, it started in Austin. To L. Glenn Dipple, a 1961 Texas Tech alum, he and his wife Roxy were living in Austin, faced the daily presence of the hook 'em horn hand sign used by the University of Texas, so the Dipples decided to retaliate. They looked to mascot Raider Red and his raised guns for their inspiration, and in 1971 developed the Guns Up hand symbol, and the Saddle Tramps and Texas Tech cheerleaders immediately adopted it. And Guns Up.
Luckily, they started it in 71 and not 2024, because I don't think you could start it today, because people go, nope, you're not going to do that.
But it ain't going away.
Yet.
No, it ain't going. We ain't letting them do it. We're not letting them do it. I think that was everybody we had on last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was didn't have very many
we
on.
We had a 2-hour show like today.
Yeah, and we'll have even fewer guests today.
I don't think we have anybody.
Well, I think Gus is at Virginia Tech. He's tailgating right now, so we may get a liquored up version of Gus.
Does he normally go to Virginia Tech tailgates? Is that he does? Yeah. Normally goes to those.
He likes to hang out there in the parking lot at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
No, Savannah.
Oh, Savannah's
on the staff there.
Oh.
And he's going to make sure that she's dating the right kind of folks.
I thought he just got confused with the Tech deal.
No, but he could wear Tech stuff, I guess.
I talked to a bunch of people, not a bunch. Not hardly anybody.
In fact, I didn't talk to anybody about it.
Yeah, in fact, it wasn't even me.
All right, what did you talk to them about?
They're on their way to the Texas Tech TCU yesterday. On their way to the Texas Tech TCU game.
I think there was probably a crowd because Rick was in my office. Now he's going down for Tech because he loves Tech, but he also going down because his brother coaches TCU Horned Frogs.
Yeah,
Sonny. And I'm gonna say this about that next week a really good coach is going to go through hell because one of those two, either Joey or Sonny, are going to lose today. And that's just the way it works, guys. But what I told Rick is I hope it's a good game where both sets of fans go, hey, that was a great game, instead of somebody whooping somebody and that coach going through hell next week.
Like last week when we played Baylor?
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
I still haven't figured that out. But Sawyer Robertson had a great game. Old Coronado, he's a tremendous player in high school.
Well, let me tell you.
Great player now.
Let me tell you, and he is good. But he's young, and if you put pressure on a good young quarterback, he won't whoop you.
He won't be as good.
He won't do that, what he did to us. But I looked, and what's that deal where if you sack a guy, you give money to the Ronald McDonald? Is that what it is?
Yeah, somebody.
Ronald McDonald ain't going to be able to eat this year.
Yeah, we're not sacking him enough.
7
sacks all year?
7 sacks this year. And I got to thinking, we need to come up with something else for Ronald besides sacks, like completions or first down.
Maybe get him a Burger King Whopper or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad deal that we've got 7 sacks this far into the season.
It's unbelievable.
And TCU's got a good enough quarterback that if you give him time, he will look like he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, but yeah, you can be happy for Sawyer, you can be happy for the Baylor Baptists, but couldn't be happy for us. I made it to the fourth quarter, and I'm walking out, and I look over to my right, and there's one of our former quarterbacks walking out with me. So it made me feel better about leaving early.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say who he is, but he's a really good guy. About this tall.
Played at Monterey.
Anyway, played at Monterey. Yeah. Anyway, so we're walking out, and then we get outside the gate, and we're walking. We hear this smart aleck guy behind us saying something, and we turn around, and it was you.
Yeah, it was me.
And it was you.
Uh-huh. And you were by yourself.
Well, I'd sent my family up ahead because I had to pull over at the restroom.
To make sure everything was okay. When you get to be
our age and you pass a restroom, you go in it. So go in it, and I send them on up ahead because I walk faster.
I don't go in public restrooms.
Than little bitty kids. And so I sent them up ahead, and that helped us somewhat.
Yeah.
They didn't make it that much further. But
I could see you were pretty intense. You were worried you were going to get in trouble. I knew it. I could tell it was all over you. I got to hurry. I'm going to be in trouble.
Well, if you got the keys to the car, you don't want everybody to beat you to the car. So
yeah, I could see it. I knew you were.
It's your idea to leave.
You were focused. I got to hurry.
So anyway.
But I left early, too, and I don't hardly ever leave early. But it was more than I could take.
You're not a leave earlier guy.
So it was, anyway.
Well, at that point, you knew we weren't going to win.
Yep.
If there's any doubt, I'm hanging in there. And then all of a sudden, you're either a masochist or a sadist if you stick around. Mm. And I'm neither. So most
everybody else left with us or already left.
Yeah. If you wanted to avoid the traffic, you stayed till the end of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody was already home.
It was, and I didn't flip it on when I got home, but I flipped the radio on, and we walked to our car, visit in the parking lot. Traffic's backed up.
Yeah.
Drive home, and I live across town. Drive home. Then we decide what we want to eat. So my son-in-law Alex and I get in the car. We drive and go get food. We have to wait there, which is fine. We're patient people. Turn around, get in the car, we're driving back, flip it on, and the game ain't over. It still wasn't over. And that's another one of the reasons that people leave.
Yeah.
It was a 4-hour game almost.
Well, they take too long on those commercials. Why do those have to be so long?
Oh, well, that brings me to another point. And I'm not going to get on my soapbox about this, but we had a drive. We're down a touchdown. We had a drive, and we make a great play for a first down. And we're coming to the line of scrimmage, and we're about to snap. No, a review. Well, I'm all for getting things right, so go ahead and review it. But you could have got that thing right in 5 to 6 seconds,
Yep.
and we could have got going again. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm sure they went to commercial.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of minutes that we have to sit around the huddle, and we come out, and it just went flat from there. I think we threw maybe an interception on the next play or something. So anyway, do the reviews, but you can do them faster than that guy. And if a team's got momentum, you need to make your effort to be like that team. Get it done.
Yeah. And snap your fingers like that. That'll help, too.
That'll help. Keeps you moving. All right.
So if we can get all of our fans next time, when that happens, everybody
get those clickers back.
Everybody starts
You remember the
snapping.
clickers?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We could
Spike
get our clickers back. I don't know if it's necessarily Spike's idea, but it was when Spike was here.
It was. Probably wasn't Spike's idea.
But that did not help at all. And like I say, I want to get it right. But literally the first replay, you look up there and go, yeah, he caught it. No doubt, he caught it.
He caught it. Let's go.
So anyway. All right, I've fully vented for the day. I've got a neat thing I'm going to read here in a second if I can find it.
That was
Not looking like I'm going.
And there's another kid that plays for Baylor, Jordan kid. And I can't remember his first name. He played out of Lubbock Cooper, and he's an outstanding player. And I wanted him so bad to come to Tech, and his family's all from Meta, Texas, but he played at Cooper.
If they've got Baylor people in their blood,
Yeah, I know it.
it's hard. It's probably not as bad as A&M. A&M, they just
That cult deal.
it's a
going
cult
on.
thing. But down there at Baylor, it's hard if you're a Baylor, not for your kids not to go to Baylor. I know that because one of my nieces is cheering down there today against Tech because the alumni. This is their homecoming.
At Baylor?
And, yeah, it's Baylor's homecoming. So my niece Courtney was a cheerleader down there, and so she's going down to, I think, cheer on the sidelines with the other older cheerleaders. And did we do that? We didn't do that this past week. Wasn't that our homecoming? Yeah, that was our homecoming.
Yeah, we didn't. Maybe some showed up.
Did they?
I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention.
I'm going to say this.
And the old band guys.
If you try out for cheerleader at a college nowadays, you got a good chance of making it. I didn't count them.
Yeah.
Between cheerleading and pom on the sidelines, I bet there's 120 of them.
You'd be better at pom because you don't have to do flips.
Yeah. No, I'd be a lot better at pom.
I would too.
Remember we had a pom guy.
Yeah, we did. He was cute.
I don't think we had
Did you
any.
think
I
he
think
was
he's the
cute?
only one we ever had.
I don't know.
But I guarantee you he was a good representative of the male pom guys because he was good.
He was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to read this real quick because we got a bunch of our old slow pitch softball guys that are listening this morning. And it's Dudley Copeland's dad. And this letter was sent from Branch Rickey, which if you don't know who Branch Rickey is, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be listening to Sports Talk. But he was the Dodgers guy. And the funny thing about it is, it says, in a comparatively few weeks, I don't even know if that makes sense. In a comparatively few weeks, you and other Brooklyn organization players will be reporting to spring training. It's real hard to read this. At several camps, some of them at Vero Beach, some of them in California. But anyway, this letter goes into, you better, can you read that?
Not from here.
You better than anyone else, perhaps, are in a position to know if special attention should be paid to your weight during the off season. This is from Branch Rickey. This isn't from the, the guy in the back of the clubhouse. Let's see. If you are too heavy, take reasonable steps to reduce. If you're underweight, a proper diet may aid your adding pounds. Regular exercise or physical work should be part of your daily schedule. He's telling these players that are coming to spring training, you really ought to be working out.
Yeah, pro players.
Then it gets into your teeth. He tells them, a lot of people come here with bad teeth. It's your responsibility to take
teeth.
Yeah, it's your responsibility to take care of your teeth.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, back me up on that. Is that hard to read?
Yeah. It's kind of so. What? So get back to Dudley Copeland because he's on.
His dad played for the Dodgers.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you this, Dudley Copeland, and I shouldn't even have to preface this, but pound for pound, inch for inch, best slow pitch softball hitter in
He was really
in
good.
the history of Lubbock.
Where did we first see him? At College Inn. He was playing for College Inn. He and Joe Vincent.
Oh, wow.
That's where we first started playing them.
All right. Anyway,
they were good.
Oh, he was plenty good.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to call Dr. Mike Gustafson and interrupt his tailgating, and we're going to talk about World Series, which I'm going to say, as World Series games go, this has got to be right up there at the top. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's taught you something else. It's why you don't gamble. The over and under was 9.
On what? On the World Series,
World Series last night. Over and under's 9.
That's a bad beat.
And if you've got under, which I know somebody that did, you're already spending that money.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 in the 10th inning.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then if you got the Yankees, which I know somebody that did, and you feel like you're going to win both bets, well, you didn't.
Did you get a run?
You pushed on the over and under. It wound up 9 with the grand slam, and then the Yankees, you lost it because the Dodgers won. But what a great game. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
All righty, Lubbock Sports Medicine. What a great team of doctors we have right here in Lubbock, Texas. These are big-time orthopedic doctors and surgeons.
I'm going to give the opportunity to give a testimonial for my wife here in January. She's going to have her knee done, so we'll let you know how it goes.
Is she excited?
No.
I didn't think she would be.
I didn't think she would be. She's excited to use Lubbock Sports Med, but she's not excited to have it done.
Well, you need to see them. I'm telling you, people from all over this part of the country come to Lubbock to see this team of doctors. And you can go to LubbockSportsMed.com, check them out, see the whole list of all the doctors. You can also hear their name on our commercials that we record. Yeah. But you need to go see them. Lubbock Sports Medicine and Mighty Wash. Boy, they're just, I keep seeing them. Of course, I know where they are because I've got the list of them. But they're all over Lubbock, so they're easy access, easy to get into. And you ought to be stopping by Mighty Wash. That is the Texas Tech coaches car wash. They all have a card from Mighty Wash.
All right. Watching the Dodgers play. And Fernando Valenzuela, who I played against back in the old days,
he
passed
night?
away.
Oh, he passed
away.
Did he really? When?
He died last week. And and I'll tell you, here's what I remember about him. He was a little stumpy guy that didn't speak hardly any English.
Yeah.
And he could hit. Now they didn't, but he'd take batting. But anyway, when I played against him, he was a starter, and we faced him several times. But he was the starter, and Oral Hershiser was the reliever. So you'd face Valenzuela and Hershiser in the same game, which I thought was pretty neat. And I found this out about Oral Hershiser. And Gus, you probably know this. Where did Oral Hershiser go to college?
It was up in the Midwest. I'm going to guess it was a MAC school, thinking like an Eastern Michigan or something, but maybe I think it's an Ohio one.
Well, it's a sport you can do and a color that we're playing against today.
Oh, wow.
Good clues.
Yeah.
Purple Aces.
Oh, never mind. The team we played last week. We played last week, and a sport that you can go to. Even old people can go do this sport.
Pickleball.
Is that it?
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. I told you it was a MAC school, and then I even said Ohio.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So anyway, as a freshman, he didn't play hardly at all. As a sophomore, he was academically ineligible.
Golly, and he's a smart guy, too.
Well, he's so smart that he wasn't academically, so he quit. He hitchhiked home. He got home, and his parents made him go back. And he went back, put on 15 pounds and 5 miles an hour on his fastball, and the rest is history, folks. So don't y'all be quitting. That's awesome. Don't y'all be quitting. All right, did you get a chance to watch the ball game?
I did, and it was fantastic. And think about this matchup here, and this is really a conversation for prior to last night's game. But we've got the Dodgers and the Yankees. They've met 11 times. This is the 12th time.
Yep. But
they haven't met since 1981.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
And they hadn't met prior to 1941. And so this is. I mean, how great is that? That they were peak Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Yankees, and then later L.A. Dodgers, New York Yankees, and then and then we've got two just monster brands in the game, probably the two biggest brands, two of the biggest media markets, and then you got Ohtani on one side and Judge on the other.
Well, this is going to help put baseball back on the map, I think.
Yes,
bring a lot of people back.
Absolutely, and you think about last year, we enjoyed the dog out of last year because it was our team, Rangers, D-backs, and two underdogs. This one here is a media darling, and so, but also this. There are 5 MVPs playing in this World Series.
And
all right,
and one sitting.
Yeah, and if Kershaw was on the roster, he would be number 6. It's never happened. It's never happened that there was more than 4. The last time there was 4 MVPs in a World Series was 1971, and that would have been Pirates, Orioles, Roberto Clemente, Frank Robinson, Hall of Famers all over the place. So, I ain't even talking about last night's game yet. Just talking about the matchup itself is just so perfect.
All right, I got 2 trivias for you. You and David too. I'm assuming you're going to have a better chance at getting it right, but we'll see.
You don't have to take that, David. You get it.
I know.
They're both the number 1 seeds from the American League and the National League, and that hasn't happened but twice in this century. Not the last 100 years, but since 2000.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
All right. Name the other 2. One was in 2013 and one was in 2020.
2013 was the St. Louis Cardinals in Boston.
Yeah, you're okay.
I attended that.
That isn't fair.
David had already said it, so he beat you to it.
Yeah, I beat you to it.
All right, and 2020 was who, Gus?
Ooh, it was these guys. It was the Dodgers and Red Sox?
You've already got an A. No, Tampa Bay.
Really? Dodgers and Tampa. Okay, all right. But that was COVID. That was the COVID year where they played in Arlington.
I might have written it down wrong.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. All right. They've won the most and the 6th most World Series. The Yankees the most, Dodgers the 6th most. Who are the 4 teams between them?
The Cardinals. That's easy. I got that one.
Oakland,
yes.
How about me there?
Keep going.
Well, hang on. I like a technicality on Thetford there.
What?
It's the Athletics, because they were Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Oakland. All right, so technicality.
I'm giving David hints.
I can't.
And he's not.
Giants
I think he's
is the other one. The Giants, the Cardinals, the Athletics, and somebody else.
Now, what was the technicality? Because I couldn't pay attention. Gary thought he was coming on to me or something. I don't know what was going on.
There were the Philadelphia Athletics, then Kansas City, then Oakland.
Well, I knew that.
So you said, yeah, exactly.
I knew that.
Just walking around knowledge.
All right. How about the bean counters?
Who? The Boston?
Oh, the Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox. That's the other one.
I said it first.
Okay. Y'all did great.
They're all
good.
chasing the 11-time world champion St. Louis Cardinals, so you know that.
I thought last night, other than the Yankees.
The Yankees. Yankees ain't chasing anybody.
Was a phenomenal.
I understand.
A phenomenal opening night, because you had defensive plays galore. You had great pitching. You had clutch hitting. It was a great game. It really was.
I could not agree more with you. And if Freddie Freeman hits a line drive to center field and drives in 2 runs, there is still a walk-off hit and still a big celebration.
And the people that had unders would have won.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. The gambling implications. I was just thinking of the fact that, like Freddie Freeman, great human being, great person off the field. He's the one that missed a week or 2 this year with son had a cancer scare or an illness scare. Came back, standing ovations, all that stuff. So, like, if you're rooting for just a good guy, Freddie Freeman is perfect.
In fact, of all the players that played last night, he'd probably be as good a guy to pull for as there was on the field.
Absolutely. And, and like a really good person. And so the good guy thing helps there. And one of those MVPs, and just, so good. And, the strategy of that last inning, because Nestor Cortez hadn't pitched in 37 days. And And Freddie Freeman hadn't had an extra base hit in 30 days because he's had that bad ankle. He's been dragging that leg around. Not quite as bad as Kirk Gibson in 1988, but he's been dragging that leg around.
That was 36 years ago.
I know.
And here's really, I bet you didn't know this. You might have. Do you know what time of the night Kirk Gibson hit that home run?
Midnight, 12:01.
I can tell you where I was when it happened. Well, that's another story here. Keep going.
8:38 p.m. local time. 8:38. You know what time Freeman hit his?
No, was it
8:39?
Oh my gosh!
Game 1 winners on a home run.
Wow.
That's the first time in a World Series it's been won on a walk-off grand slam.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah, I knew the grand slam part, and I was at when Gibson hit his, I was at a Theta presentation in that bingo hall out there at the Clovis Highway in Indiana.
Y'all were playing bingo?
Oh, no. Well, I didn't, but I walked back there to use the restroom, and the night watchman guy, the security guy, had a little black and white TV on his desk, and I was like, oh, okay.
Is that where you watched it?
Well, I did, and so later on I was like, I need to go back there and see what the score is, and I walked up there and probably watched the last 2 hitters, including Gibson's grand slam.
Oh, my gosh.
Or Gibson's home run, and I just remember thinking, I know where I was that night.
All right, we couldn't ask any of our other guests this question and expect it to be answered at all. Like David, I could ask David, and he might get one.
Okay.
But I've got a feeling you're going to get 5 or 6 of these. Walk-off clinchers. There have been 11 until last night in the World Series history.
I'm going Mazeroski and Joe Carter. They'll start with those two. I think
these are walk-off home runs?
Yeah. Those two of the 11, and then I'll go.
Carter was in 1993. Mazeroski was 1960.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Did 11 of them? I'll go. Didn't Casey Stengel hit a walk-off in the park home run in the 20s?
Yeah, they forgot that on this list, though.
No, it may not have been a walk-off then.
I'm going to give you a hint. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
This fellow's son played for me out at Tech. He never played. He was a squad man.
Goodness.
And he won a game with a walk-off?
His dad did.
Oh. Well, Gus should definitely know that one.
1953 did it for the Yankees. And his boy had the same name.
Seagrist. No, it's not Seagrist. Billy Martin.
Billy Martin.
No.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I think the rest of it's going to be pretty hard. Luis Gonzalez, Edgar Renteria, Gene Larkin, Goose Gosselin,
No,
that's 1935. Bing Miller, Earl Combs. Oh, Bing Miller was 1929.
Okay.
Early Combs, Earl McNeely, and Larry Gardner. So there you have it.
That's Scott Gardner's
and last
dad.
night. That'll tell you
Scott
something.
Gardner's dad. Might be Scott Gardner's grandpa.
Grandpa, yeah. All right,
there you have it.
I got home in time last night. I went out and watched Estacado last night. And,
how'd they do? They win?
They killed them. 59 to 14. They killed them.
Good. Yeah, they didn't have to kill them to make me happy, but I'm glad they won.
Yeah,
good.
They won. So anyway, that was fun. I got home just in time to see the 10th inning.
Well, good job by you, man.
I know that. I couldn't believe it. I saw that.
Well,
I saw Freeman hit that grand slam.
I'm so excited about the series. Yeah, this is good. This is
gonna be fun. Hey, what are you doing at Virginia? You're at Virginia Tech as a Savannah?
Yeah, Savannah's the dietitian for men's basketball and softball and some other things, and this was the weekend we picked out to come out here because Tech football's out of town and Virginia Tech's in town. And
that's good.
We do the whole Inner Sandman thing here in an hour or two. They're playing the 11 a.m. game on your cable on the ACC network. So, yeah, we're fired up. We got all the tour yesterday. It's been a fun trip.
Yeah, well, that's how's their game day experience at Virginia Tech?
It's really good, and we're away from the stadium, but we're tailgating over here, and it's a ruckus crowd. So,
well, good.
Y'all remember Jimmy Thrush that pitched at Tech?
Oh yeah, he's a good guy, really good guy.
The guy I just met a guy. Hey, how are you? Blah blah blah. You get to talking this and that, and his office is 2 doors down from Jimmy Thrush. So
Jimmy's a good Christian young man. He helped us with FCA.
You talk about some small world stuff. There he is.
Well, tell him I said hello if you see Jimmy.
I won't see Jimmy, but I'm seeing his office mate, and we're going to take a selfie and send it to Jimmy.
Good.
Yeah, he's good.
Good. He was really good. Good pitcher too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So what game kicks off at 11 o'clock, and they're playing who?
Georgia Tech. Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech. And when we're out here, they keep talking about, oh, yeah, I went to Tech. And I'm thinking, well, I went to Tech too. But that's
well, that ought to be a good game.
We all went to Tech.
No, it should be. Georgia Tech's playing their backup quarterback, so maybe Virginia Tech will win.
Give us a Savannah update.
She's doing good. They had their first little closed scrimmage. They scrimmaged James Madison. She can tell you which players are prone to cramping and which players need to keep their weight under control and all that stuff. And that's what she does. But she's good. She's doing great and made a bunch of friends. And that's what we're getting to meet here. It's kind of like going away and visiting your kids at college, except our daughter's an employee, but.
Yeah, but she's still young enough.
Yeah, that's exactly it. These kids are all 23 and 24.
What is an Olympic fellow?
Well, an Olympic fellow means that she's working with Olympic sports. It just means she's not working with football.
Oh, okay.
But
they have that on her door. It says Olympic fellow.
Yep.
Sports
MS,
nutrition.
Master of Science, and RD is registered dietitian. So she's she had a
Seems
full
like
day
she was
of work.
just in high school the other day.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Doesn't it, Gus? I mean,
oh my
when Gary was
gosh,
telling me that, I was like, Savannah's not. She's still playing ball.
Right. Yeah, you're thinking, well, she hadn't finished her master's degree and just turned 24 a couple weeks ago, right?
That's unbelievable.
Well, has she met Mr. Wright? Are you out there meeting Mr. Wright?
No, we're not. We're meeting a lot of her friends, though, like athletic trainers and people. And the funny thing is, a bunch of her crew here were student athletic trainers at West Virginia, and so they've been to Lubbock before and did the deal. In fact, the one was going, I was there 2 years ago, and we got our butts kicked.
Yeah.
Because West Virginia came in 2 years ago. But yeah, this little girl here was pushing athletic training tape racks around and stuff like that and getting tortillas thrown at her. So it's kind of fun to hear their version of
the experience.
Hey, how do you feel about it? You think this tortilla deal is going to be affected by what the University of Texas did, throwing beer bottles?
It won't help it any.
Yeah. I don't know. The fact that we throw tortillas probably helps. It's not
you can take a tortilla in the face, or any part of your body. You can take the hardest thrown tortilla and you're fine. Mm-hmm. But a beer bottle, and water
bottle,
bottles ought to be all right.
Good. Well, I don't know. I'm over the tortilla throwing, and of course, Tech fans will probably be mad at me.
Well, you need to let them know and.
They'll stop it.
They'll stop it.
Yeah, David doesn't want us to do this.
Hey, I haven't noticed the school song. Have y'all noticed it? Have they started doing that vulgar school song? Or
no, I haven't heard that.
I have not. So we might not should have brought it up. Gus, have a great day.
Yeah, we are. It's awesome. We'll be home tomorrow, and we'll miss our beautiful little daughter. But we're having fun today.
Tell Savannah we said hello.
All I got to say is go Tech.
Go Tech.
That's right. We can root. Well, don't be doing that because that's Georgia Tech. That's the opponent. We're doing Texas Tech and Virginia Tech.
Okay.
All right, buddy. See you later. Bye, Gustafson.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Talked to Bammer Flippo yesterday. He was going to be on the show last week, but now he's out of town. And somewhere in Florida. I don't know what he's doing, but he's going to be on soon, and we're going to talk about the Great Rawls course, because I'm telling you, it is fantastic condition, phenomenal condition. And if you're looking for a place to play, it's open to the public, and you can also have tournaments.
It's the best golf course in this part of the state, this part of the country, that you can go out and play without being with a member.
It's unique. It is something else. J&W Services, Linco Distributors, Midland, Texas. Brett Beck and Scott Blakely, Cade Walton. What a team they are. And if you're in the oil and gas business in Midland, Odessa, and there's a good chance you are, you need them on your team because they will do you a great job at J&W Services and Linco Distributors.
Bragging on Brent Beck just last night at dinner because one of our friends that was there, their daughter is marrying Brent Beck's nephew, who works for J&W Services.
How about that? That's awesome.
And I said, well, that's a good family down there. No doubt about it. All right, we didn't talk much about the Baylor game last week, and we're not going to talk much about it because it was horrible. It was just a horrible thing that happened. But let me tell you what. Vanderbilt beat Alabama. That's horrible.
Yeah.
BYU beat Kansas State 38-9. And I'm sure the people at Kansas State, and this is when BYU was picked way down. BYU was picked 13th in the conference, and they beat Kansas State. Well, Kansas State didn't quit and take their toys and not play. Tech's not going to either. Tech's going to show up today, and one of those two teams is going to win today. And I just hope it's Tech.
You know, you remember though, Gary, as a coach and as a player, that the coach couldn't tell you, hey, you got to be ready to play. Yeah, you know, they said that. You can't let down. I'm just amazed that as few games as they actually play. You know, it's 52 weeks a year almost getting ready for 12 games. I can't even imagine I don't even think I ever took an at-bat off. It just wasn't my nature. But I just can't even imagine just coming out there flat. So, and we were.
But I'll tell you something else, fans. We were fairly flat ourselves. We thought Baylor wasn't going to be any good too, and we were wrong.
We were wrong.
In fact, I think Baylor may win again today, which means we need to do our pick 'em.
They're playing Oklahoma State, and they're actually favored.
Oh, they're favored by almost a touchdown.
Oh, is that right?
All right, we're going to go through this thing real quick on our pick 'ems. Y'all
this has them 3.5, but
get you a pin. Oh, Dale, I saw it 6.5. We could do either one.
Well, just as long as we do the same thing.
As long as we do the same thing.
I'll take Baylor minus 3.5. You take.
That's like if you're talking to your bookie and he says, "Well, the line's 10." Well, I heard it was 9.5. Well, you can take this other side of it. You don't have to. You
exactly right.
You got your choice.
You feel less strongly about it.
Whatever the line is, you got your choice. Let's see. This is going to be a good game, I think. LSU at A&M. And it's LSU plus 3.5 at A&M.
Mm-hmm. And who do you pick?
Who are you for? Not who are you picking. Who are you for?
I'm for A&M.
I think I might be for A&M because LSU has cheated forever.
Yeah, it's hard for them to cheat as much now because they took away a lot of the things they used to cheat on.
All right, but on this game, I will take the points. I'll take LSU.
All right.
You're going to think about it. You wanted LSU, but.
Yeah, I sure can't take them if you are.
Yeah, you can.
I take A&M.
We don't have to take the opposite.
I mean, that's a pretty strong line when you consider how good LSU is.
Yeah. Well, A&M's
the bookies think they're pretty. Who's at home?
A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, A&M's at home. All right, Notre Dame at Navy, 14 points.
I'm taking Navy.
You know what? At the risk of doing what you're doing, I'm going to take Navy because I just want to pull for Navy. Sorry, Bope. I've got to pull for Navy. Got to pull for Navy today. Cincinnati at Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado's favored by 6.5.
Who do you want?
Hell, I'll take the points.
You got Cincinnati?
Yeah. If I was betting money, I'd probably take Colorado.
I'm taking Colorado.
Yeah.
They're playing really good. But Cincinnati's playing pretty good right now.
And you know what? Cincinnati was picked 14th in the conference.
Yep.
And where was Colorado picked? 11th.
Oh, my God.
And those are two of the better teams in the conference. Kansas at Kansas State.
It's a tough one.
And this is the same Kansas State team that got beat 38-9 by BYU.
I know.
So they must be horrible.
A bunch of quitters. No, it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm taking Kansas.
Well, I was going to take Kansas, but I'll take Kansas State. That's a lot of points, though.
It is, but they can score.
Oklahoma State at Baylor. All right. Which Baylor team's going to show up? Which Oklahoma State team's going to show up?
Who's picking first?
Oklahoma State was picked third in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And they're right now in 16th place.
They've been disappointing.
16th place. You know what? I'll take Oklahoma State just because I think Baylor.
You think they're overconfident now?
Well, I think they might be feeling good about themselves, sort of like we were when we went in to play Baylor.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think on any of these teams because you don't know what they're going to show up. Who's going to show up?
All right, I'm taking Tech. I take Baylor. Right. I got Baylor. I take Tech.
All right, you're going to take Tech against TCU.
And you're taking TCU, right?
No.
Oh.
I hate to take Tech because what I'll do is I'll mess them up. I'll take Tech.
Okay. I really don't think Tech's going to even be aware that
I'll take
you took
TCU.
Them. Who you taking?
I'll take TCU because it usually works that if I take the other team, but it didn't work last week.
No, it did not. Okay. How about over and under?
64.
Gosh, that seems like a lot.
That's a lot of points.
I'll go over.
Well, it's capable of being under because TCU's got a good defense, but
you hate under.
Yeah, I got to take over.
Because you can.
I had under last night on the baseball game, and there's 5 total runs scored, and the over and under's 9, and it's the bottom of the 10th.
Yeah.
You can't lose that bet.
You probably didn't.
You can't lose that bet, but you can sure tie it.
Yeah.
With a grand slam.
That's exactly right.
And I did.
Well, Freddie Freeman, later on they did another interview. He said, I had over, and so.
Well,
no, I had 9 exactly.
Yeah, I had 9 exactly.
I wonder what that would pay if you had 9 exactly.
All right, we thought we had a bad week last week. Liberty was 5-0, and they're talked about to go into the playoffs. They're a playoff caliber team, and they're going to get that spot. And they got beat by winless Kennesaw State. Liberty was a 26.5-point favorite. It's the first time in 23 years that an 0-5 team or worse was beat by a 5-0. They beat a 5-0 team or better. It's first time in 23 years.
My God.
All right, David. Big B, you can play. Name the 9 undefeated teams, because Liberty was one of them, and they're not anymore. So who are the undefeated teams? Big Ten, there's 3 of them.
Ohio State.
No.
Undefeated teams?
Oregon.
Oh, and the Big Ten.
Yes, Big B's got 1. Y'all just throw them out there.
Penn State.
Yeah,
Big
Penn
B's
State
got 2.
Is still undefeated, yeah. Ohio State's not undefeated?
Huh.
Who beat them?
Oregon.
Yeah.
The undefeated team, Oregon. All right, and time's up on Indiana.
Oh, yeah, and I knew that.
All right, get ready. Get ready. Big 12.
Iowa State, BYU.
Iowa State, BYU. You're getting drowned, David.
I know it.
ACC. This is your strength.
Yeah, it's my strength.
The ACC.
It's a basketball league.
Clemson.
No,
the Clemson's not.
Oh, yeah, they lost to Georgia.
Get ready. You got a chance here in a second. Miami.
Oh, yeah, Miami's good. They've been playing great.
And the Pitt Panthers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Florida
All right,
State.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here's your chance. The military academies.
Navy and Army.
Hey, all right, you are on the board.
Yeah.
There's your undefeated team still in
Bryson Daly. We need to get Bryson on there. He's an Abernathy boy.
Yeah, we'll have him on. Now, I don't know if they have a when they have a bye.
Confident of you.
You might check and see if they've got a bye. Oh, no, he'll definitely be on. Most viewed game of this season, Georgia, Texas. Almost 13 million people watched it. In Alabama, Tennessee, the same day, almost 11 million watched it. Both games on ABC. Have you ever seen a referee change their call?
Yeah.
When UT threw all
Not often.
No, not without replay. And UT fans threw these balls. If Tech had done that, it'd be all this negative publicity and all that. But UT fans, I bet there's a couple of 100 bottles and beers and out on the field. Well, it took so long to clean it up that the referees had to talk about something. So they just changed that call. And that would have been a huge call had Georgia not won. But Georgia did win.
Georgia did win. That was, I think the UT fans were, it's Georgia's Georgia. You got to remember that.
Well, UT fans are, they're the chosen ones, and they're supposed to win. And all of a sudden, they're getting slapped around.
Yeah.
They're getting.
Well, they're a 19-point favorite at Vanderbilt today.
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt
beat Alabama. And Vanderbilt's not bad.
And they're playing at home.
I'd take Vanderbilt. That's my 5-star blue chip pick of the week. Vanderbilt
plus 19.
Yeah. USC is a plus 58 differential. They've outscored their opponents by 58 points, and they're 3-4. And they say, how is that even possible? All 4 of USC's losses, and this is our buddy, our Texas Tech boy, all 4 losses came in the final minute of regulation or in overtime. So they could be easily 7-0. They're 3-4. They could easily be, hey, we need to give our coach a raise, but now they're talking about firing him over just little bitties. Okay.
The Florida State Seminoles those fans got to be in shock. They're 1-6.
Yeah, and they're picked in the top 10.
They started out number 10 in the country, and they have literally. I can't even figure that out. How they can be that bad.
I think we've proven today that preseason polls are really borderline worth. Other than something to talk about.
Yeah,
they're worthless.
How about SMU? What a year they're having. But they're playing Duke today. This is a great game. They're both 6-1.
Yeah.
And Duke is 4-0 at home. And SMU's favored by 11.5. That's crazy. That's a lot.
I tell you what, guys.
At Duke.
SMU is going to be legit. And they're going to be legit for quite a while because there's lots and lots of money in Dallas.
Yep.
Just remember back in the Dickerson and Craig James days, they were willing to spend that money
back then.
Yeah. Okay, I got distracted here.
Okay. Texas Tech TCU 2:30 today on Double T 97.3 right here on the radio and also on Fox if you want to tune in on TV. And it's the battle for the saddle trophy. It's just kind of weird.
Battle for the saddle.
It just we were battling for it back in from 1961 to 1970. It was called the West Texas Championship, but it was the saddle trophy.
And then somebody lost the saddle?
Then it just disappeared.
I bet the saddle disappeared.
So we have a new saddle, and it sits on the stand, and then all the games, they have all the games. They have Texas Tech and TCU logo on it, and all the games are on the saddle.
That's great.
Yeah, all 60 plus.
That's great. And it's going to be, I would think, a very good game.
Pretty interesting. We've played, when did we first play TCU? What year?
Oh, I'd say 48.
I think it was earlier than that.
Okay, I'm guessing. I have no idea.
I think it was earlier than that, like maybe 27. Since
that could be right.
Anyway, I don't know why they put it on here since 1970, the series history, but we've been playing them longer than that.
Yes.
It's always been. It used to be Texas Christian University. You remember when we used to play them? They were good.
Yeah.
Texas Christian University.
Did they take the Christian out of there?
They took it off. Yeah.
They
don't call them that anymore.
So they don't want to be
TCU.
Texas Christian.
They do not.
They want to be TCU. I'd rather be a letter than a religion.
It's hard to put on
I'd much rather be a C.
Yeah. Well, they are.
Than Christian. Whatever.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Well, that was just where they
well, it's SMU. It's not Southern Methodist anymore, is it?
SMU.
They got
still
Dallas.
May be Southern.
They're playing up their Dallas roots.
Yeah. 67th meeting in the history. Who leads the series?
What?
Texas Tech and TCU. 67th meeting today.
I would say Tech.
33, 30, and 3. Yeah. Ties. There won't be any more ties, I guess.
That's pretty close.
Yep. It's really been a great series.
Hey, Big B, who follows us? Because this is fixing to be literally Sudden Link Game Day Live after we get out of here. And the reason we don't talk a lot about the Tech football games is we know a little. We're like a C-, and the A-plus guys are following us. And who are they, Big B?
Clint Scott and Taylor Beatles.
There you go. Clint Scott and Taylor Beatles. They will give you they'll lay some knowledge on you that we don't know.
All righty. Let me tell you about a couple of other sponsors before we get out of here.
Oh, good.
Because I don't know what the deal is going to be here. We're not going to have that minute deal, are we?
No. Breaks here at 55:50. So
2 seconds?
Right now. Or no, the bed's going to hit and then
all right.
break in a minute.
Let me tell you about the Owen Group. That's Mac Owen, OwenGRP.com for all the information that you need. Lubbock Truck Sales. This is a great company, y'all. And I just want you to I know you don't need a truck probably, but a lot of people do because they're everywhere. Cody Kinsey and his dad, James, phenomenal company out on the Slayton Highway just outside the Loop, and they support Texas Tech and our Lubbock community. Lubbock Truck Sales and Senior Benefit Solutions. If you got Medicare needs, you need to see Laurie Kasler. I'm telling you, she's right here in Lubbock, and she is smart, and she knows it. So go see Laurie Kasler, Senior Benefit Solutions.
Don't think you know that stuff because you don't.
No, they're tricking you.
Go see Laurie.
And Fuddrucker, 66th and Milwaukee Avenue. We appreciate all of our sponsors, and we're thankful for them. And,
I love me some Fuddruckers.
Tell them when you go in there. how much you appreciate him too. We'll see you next week. Go Red Raiders.
Go Tech. See y'all next week.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.